I'm looking at a book right now that really tells the story, and it's called The Last Dropout, Stop the Epidemic. And it deals with a marvelous program. We're going to be talking in reference to Metro Technology Center. It's the Metro College and Career Academy, and it's an exciting new school where services, supports, and opportunities lead to improved student learning, stronger families, and healthier communities. And the word that comes to me is holistic. It's building and strengthening communities. And I have Barbara Loudermilk with me, who is the director of ACE, and Dennis Portis, Renew Coordinator, Assistant Director, both with Metro Technology Centers. And I have your book here, and I don't want to give it back.
You can have it.
I'm going to give it back while you're talking, so you can both hold them up if you wish. But let's talk about the inspiration of this book and how it has become a vital foundation to this program.
Well, in Oklahoma, we know that we're having a drastic increase in dropouts throughout this metropolitan area as well as the entire state. There's newspaper articles about it every day about the dropout rates in Oklahoma. Metro Tech is addressing some of the dropout rates in our community, and how we're going to do that is we've had the opportunity to meet with Bill Milliken, and we've studied and benchmarked some schools.
And he's the author of the book.
Yes, and we've met with him. Our superintendents talk to him almost weekly and monthly, and we are benchmarking to try to create the very first full-service community center in Oklahoma City to serve the community.
And Dennis, you're an important part of this whole process. You're all working together. Give me your take on this also.
Well, what this program does, it bridges the gap between the school and the community, which is very much needed in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. And so in a typical school, what happens is that students that need outside services as far as social services, health counseling, things of that nature, they typically don't have that inside the school, and it's non-accessible because of transportation issues. Their parents may work a part-time job or whatever job, maybe hourly wage, and so it becomes difficult for that student to get those services without something else having to be sacrificed. And so what this model school does, it brings a lot of those outside services into the building and builds a partnership where if it's not in the building, we'll have a relationship where we can get those students those services.
Well, let's talk, and I'll just throw this out for either of you, of a typical circumstance and how a young person would be helped through this process. Let's take somebody through this process.
Perfect example, a high school senior comes in, has strep throat. We can go down the hall to the Mary Mahoney Perry Klassen Clinic that's located in our school, talk to the parents, get medical care for that student immediately. Mom and dad, grandmother, whomever, doesn't have to take off from work. We can get the services. The kid gets antibiotics. We're fine to go and miss very few days of school. Those type of issues are offered within the school, so we have medical services provided daily for the kids. We also have mentoring programs available in the school. We have Oklahoma City police officers, uniform and non-uniform, from the anti-gang units coming in and visiting with them at lunchtime. We have the Chamber of Commerce coming in, offering job opportunities. So the community is coming back into the school like it used to on the old days.
So the flexibility, you know, education can never afford to be inflexible.
Yeah.
And Dennis, being sensitive to the changing needs and being able to adapt to that.
Right.
And Dennis, what about locations? Is there just one location or multiple being considered?
Well, right now we have one location, and we're located off Lincoln and Northeast 48th Street. And we are having provisions right now to build a new campus that will be adjacent to our Spring Lake campus off of Martin Luther King. And so with this new campus, we're planning to, one, be LEED certified, which is a big thing, leading in environmental design. And so we're looking towards that because we're going to show the community that we're trying to make a positive difference in the environment as well as energy usage. So that's a big program that we're looking forward to implementing.
It seems like we're looking at the integration of education and community as a community center. How did this concept start? We have the book here, but obviously you all have been doing some innovative things in relation to the material and the outstanding book that you're working with.
Well, we are originally a career tech dropout recovery program, and what we've done is we've offered the opportunity for students who are a year or two behind in credit recovery to come to our school and do competency-based education, and that way they can receive credit obtainment. Many of the kiddos that come in, I should say students, should come in sometimes 3 and 4 years behind. And so they're very discouraged. They consider themselves a dropout and they're never going to return to school. With competency-based education and some innovative teaching, what we're doing is we're allowing kids to graduate within a year or two of entering our school.
It's not only education, it's attitudinal self-esteem building that's as powerful as education, because once I believe I can do something, then the sky's the limit.
Well, you need to come to school because the teachers aren't teaching in the traditional manner. They're doing activities and projects. The kids are on online learning. They're all over the place, and it's a new way of stimulating young people to learn to love to learn again.
And Dennis, how are the young people enticed to be there? And how are they responding to this new environment?
Well, I think the first thing, it starts with our teachers, because they're very passionate about what they do, and I believe that their energy rubs off on the students. And so the way that we operate, we do a lot of things different than what happens in a typical school. And so we understand that with the students coming in, that they're there, a lot of them are there for a reason, and it's sometimes not because they've made the best grades. And so our approach is a little different in the fact that we're a little bit more tolerant, and we try to provide those students with opportunities to grow, and we try to tell them that just because they've had their past, we are here to help them, and we're here to make them succeed.
You're not wanting them to feel that their past has to be a stigma.
That's right. And one other thing that we take very seriously is each new student that we get in, we have a personal interview with them and their families. And we want the families to have buy-in as well. And so once we feel like they have buy-in, then they're more likely to succeed, and at the same time, their parents are more likely to get involved and help us to grow and to help us to come up with new ideas that will benefit the program in the future.
I keep coming up with the word holistic.
Holistic.
This fits so well, and this is something that in the past has been missed, is not bringing that family in and getting everyone involved in this.
We're looking to remove all barriers that the family and the student has had in having a successful experience in education. And so sitting down with the family gives us an idea of what their needs are and why they haven't had success in public schools. So it takes a while, and sometimes we not only work with the student, but we're sometimes working very closely with the family and their needs.
Let's talk about the vision for this. Where is this going to be 5 years from now? Let's just brainstorm for a minute and vision, and tell us what kind of changes we can see and opportunities are ahead.
We hoped by the end of 2010 to have a brand new community center located on Martin Luther King and Spring Lake Drive. It will be serving the entire community with agencies involved, businesses involved, all different kinds of social services involved. We want it open at 7:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. We want, we're going to have a parent resource center there, kind of like a mini library where families and churches can come and get resources to be able to strengthen whatever needs that family and or church has.
And Dennis, if they're, in our mind's eye, if they're walking into that new facility, what are they going to be able to assess?
Well, one of the first things that we feel and we hope that they will see is that we're going to have a lot of things built into the building that is directed towards learning. For instance, on the concrete anywhere in the building, you might see a quadratic equation, or you may see the solar system carved into the cement. So the whole building is going to be designed around education. And so we hope that they find that they like what they see, and we hope that you know, a lot of good feedback gets back and it gets out to the community, and we get more partnerships as a result.
A full service with visuals, audio, kinesthetic, everything for human perception, and we need an hour. This wasn't long enough. I appreciate both of you, Barbara Loudermilk, Director ACE, and Dennis Portis, Renew Coordinator, Assistant Director with Metro Technology Centers, and we'll look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Thank you.